Is Erik Karlsson going to play tonight? You'll hear from Erik Karlsson coming up on Dean's Update. When we come back, Sean Simpson will be by, talk hockey with him. And our friend Pav, he of the terrible songs, has sent in a new ditty.
Why do you keep encouraging him?
To welcome Erik Karlsson back to the Sens lineup, perhaps. It's only 25 seconds long.
Nice. I have people asking me for Pav's address so they can hunt him down. Make him stop.
If you keep asking us not to play it, that's why we play it. That's how the show works. That's coming up as well, and your chance to qualify for Sens season tickets at 7:15. All on the way. Sports Radio, the Team 1200.
If I'm playing, I will play the full game. I don't think I will go in and only play power play like I used to do when I was 17 years old.
Welcome back. There he is, Erik Karlsson. Speaking of Erik Karlsson's return or potential return tonight, our good friend Pav, who has just come into our lives, our good listeners' lives here in the past month with a series of songs that he sent to us.
And my good friend, we've never met him.
But. And nor would we want to.
Of course.
Sometimes, never mind. The good old Corey Conacher song, of course, is what led to his infamy, such as it is here on the show. He sent us a series of songs since then, most of which we played. You have not enjoyed. I prefer to put them under the "they're so bad they're good" category.
Right.
For Erik Karlsson's return tonight, only 25 seconds of ear bleed coming up here, everybody. Pav with the ode to the return of Erik Karlsson.
Guess who's back with the Sens? Eric's back for the season's end. Now guess who's back from injury? 6 weeks ago had surgery. 65 on the back of his jersey. Karlsson reunites with Uncle Alfie. Last year he won the Norris Trophy. This year could have been the same story. He's the best player in the league. Now he's back to lead us to Cup Stanley.
I'm sure we've hit 25 seconds by now.
I love it that it ends with a kazoo. Normally we get the kazoo intro. Tonight, this afternoon, or this morning, we get whatever time of day it is, we get the kazoo extra. Love it.
Erik Karlsson is Slim Shady, apparently.
Listen, I don't mind that one. In all the bad ones that he's had, that one is second best of the worst.
I wonder if there's anything I can do to make him stop.
No. He's realizing that we're playing his songs, so he's going to keep sending them.
I mean, he is just spitting them out.
You know what you want to do, Steve? You probably want to take him out.
I do want to take him out.
You need some training for that, though.
I really do. Dan writes, I blame Hammer for every single Pav song. This is Pav who keeps writing all these terrible Sens songs.
He's got a new one for Erik Karlsson coming back tonight.
I realize JR should be my obvious target. He was just born to annoy people. But with JR's lack of tech savvy, Hammer just has to say the song file is corrupt. Can't play it, JR. And JR would have no ability to argue with that.
I don't accept that.
That's from Dan. No.
Guess who's back with the Sens? Eric's back for the season's end. Now guess who's back from injury? 6 weeks ago had surgery. 65 on the back of his jersey. Karlsson reunites with Uncle Alfie. Last year he won the Norris Trophy. This year could have been the same story. He's the best player in the league. Now he's back to lead us to Cup Stanley.
I love the fact that we end with a kazoo now instead of the beginning. That's part of the magic that is the Pav.
Well, whether it's Pav or whether it's Eminem himself, I'm not familiar enough with the song. I know it's Shady's back, yada, yada. I don't know which one of them's responsible for the... What was that thing right in the middle of it?
That's a transition, Steve. Those of us who are familiar with the music industry know that.
For the season's end. Now guess who's back from injury?
You know what this song needs at this point? It needs a high-pitched...
Nate writes, I heard my fellow Leaf hater Steve mention this morning that people are now looking for Pav's address to shut this guy down. Well, I've got a secret to reveal. I might be the only one in Sens Nation that knows where Pav sleeps. He is indeed my neighbor. He lives a few doors down from me. However, I cannot reveal our whereabouts for the sake of community safety. We can't have hordes of angry mobs with pitchforks and torches rampaging around. For God's sakes, think of the children, Steve. Or maybe I could be bribed. At this point, maybe you could put Pav's songs on a CD and sell it as an album. Like it or not, I'll be the first in line to buy because that's what good neighbors do. Cheers, that's from Nate in Nepean. So we've now narrowed down Pav's address to Nepean.
You guys have been in the same room with Pav, as he was a qualifier for our Sens playoff road trip contest. He was at the Big Rig restaurant. I met him.
He should have come over to say hi.
I think I met him too. He was one of the Knights of the Round Table.
No, he was at a rectangular table.
Never mind then.
Good call, John. Coach's Graveyard writes, I'm not sure what I'd like to listen to less. Any song by Pav or Sleepy Jeff calling in on a non-game day, giving deep lateral thoughts on how to improve the Sens' inept scoring by bringing in Peter Regan to light the lamp. Both of those options make my toenails curl. Pav's
Now
song.
guess who's back from injury? 6 weeks ago had surgery. 65 on the back of his jersey. Karlsson reunites with Uncle Alfie. Last year he won the...
Pav songs are short, but they are extremely awful. And they have this unfortunate way of staying with you. Sleepy Jeff's deep lateral thoughts just make you shake your head.
Chris writes, hey boys, I never knew 25 seconds could last that long. That's the length of Pav's latest song. I learn something new every day. Thanks for the advance notice, by the way, about the song coming up. Next time, I will turn down the radio to prevent the sound of my dog howling. I hate it when he gets a song in his head. That's from Chris.
Steve writes, if you want JR to stop requesting a daily Pav song, just ask Pav to write one about JR. Have a good one. That's from T-Bone.
And on that note, we'll take our leave.
Are you
Sounds like a
kidding?
good way to end the show.
Just the opposite.